we go through highlights of the New York Comic Con, including the news about Star Trek, plus how Star Wars canon keeps on being retconned. Today on Midnight's Edge in the morning.
Greetings, everybody. Welcome to Monday morning, afternoon, evening, night, whatever it is. We got a script doctor in the chat, but we also have a Star Wars girl with us here on the show. Welcome, Anna. How are you doing?
Oh, hello. I'm doing good. I'm awake.
Welcome to the show. And we also have Andre, of course, the boss man. How you doing this morning?
Greetings, everyone. I'm fine, thank you, in this wonderful afternoon here in Oslo, Norway. Nice and sunny and blue sky. So, yeah, nice day here.
Yeah, well, it's morning on the West Coast, and that's all that matters around here. You know that, right?
Yeah, of course. How's the weather?
It's actually really nice. Yesterday, I woke up and it was all foggy and and then it got prettier later on in the evening. But right now, it's sunny and beautiful.
Excellent. Glad
Have
to
the
hear.
fires started to calm down finally, or?
Oh, yeah, that was a long time ago.
Okay, good. But yeah, it was an exciting weekend for New York Comic Con, or a not so exciting weekend, and we also had some Star Wars news, as you heard in the intro. So yeah, we got a few things to chit chat about this morning. I see we got some regular faces in the crowd, and we got some newcomers. We got Mills, we got Lorena Creole, one of our Toxic Femmes. How you doing?
Yes.
Morbid
Greetings, Raina.
Fury.
Glad to see you. Now we got many others.
Black
Gum
Phoenix.
Bruce says, sunny in Norway. Fuck is this shit? Yeah, well, it's sunny, but it's getting colder. Actually, I had to scrape ice night frost from my car this morning.
Oh,
So
no.
that was something. So yeah, well, that time of year, so that's fine. And Silver Nova says, G'day from Australia, Andre, Tom and Anna. Well, g'day to you as well, good sir. And Mills asks, from South Africa, can you go out yet? We can't. Well, in Norway, we've been able to go out. Well, the worst lockdown kind of like ended in May. So here things, I'm not going to say that they're fully back to normal, but it's practically back to normal, and has been for months, and it's all good and well. So I'm very happy to be here right now.
Lucky
Yeah.
you. Rub it in, why don't you?
Where I'm at, we've had almost every season of weather, pretty much, in the last few days. So yeah, it's been amazing. That's nothing new around here. So,
Yeah,
but anyway.
And Matthew Birkeland, that's a nice Viking name, and he also says, "Hail, Andre, my favorite Viking besides myself." So that's awesome. And Knurka says, good evening from Svedala. Well, good evening, Svedala. And of course, good morning to Script Doctor, one of our other regulars that we're always happy to have join.
So yeah, as we were saying, New York Comic Con is a
Oh.
thing this weekend. It
Or
was
at least
all-
what passed for New York Comic Con, because again, there's no real conventions. So
No.
so instead we had like this virtual event. I have to ask you guys first, what do you feel about these virtual events?
Anna?
Very indifferent since I'm not aware of them happening.
And Rob is threatening us with his presence.
Well, we've had far worse threats than that, as we shall get back to. But Anna, you evidently weren't even aware of it. Well, let's start off with that. What have you been doing lately?
I've been drawing like crazy. I have a lot of projects I'm working on. Plus, I launched an art channel, so I have to have a video come out every day. So, been doing stuff I actually like as compared to focusing on this absolute shit show that's going on in Hollywood and with all of these franchises.
Yeah, absolutely. And on that note, we got a special greeting for you from Lee Jordan, who says, to that Star Wars girl, hello there.
Oh, hello.
And we got Drunk 3PO in the chat who says he's only here for you.
Aw.
But we actually have him coming on Wednesday the 21st. So
Ooh.
he's full of crap.
Wait, what time on Wednesday?
The
the
same
morning?
time. Same
Oh,
time.
okay.
Yep. Every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday we have Midnight's Edge in the morning now. It's an
If he
every.
misses our Wednesday Star Trek watch party, he's going to be in trouble.
Oh, I don't think he should do that because you guys do that later in the day, don't you?
Yeah, we do it at night.
Speaking of which, we got Star Trek Discovery coming later, so look forward to our review on Thursday. I know I am not looking forward to it, and I know Rob is definitely not looking forward to it, but he'll still watch it. So, yeah.
And we
I'll be
still
fine.
have to finish our reviews of Lower Decks too. Yeah,
God, don't remind
Oh,
me.
I
Honestly,
stopped watching it.
it's honestly such a chore. It's actually such a bad statement on the state of Star Trek, because I love Star Trek. I love Star Trek since, I don't know, 1996, 97, thereabouts. So that's more that I'm sure some people in the chat have lived. Have I loved Star Trek? And now we have Star Trek where I'm like, oh God, do I have to watch this? And I find myself like putting it off because I just don't want to. It's such a pain in the ass. And we just had Rob joining us, and I know that you share my sentiments on that.
Yeah, I heard someone say pain in the ass, so naturally I had to show up. So
yeah,
you're fired. You're unfired. I need you. Come here.
Yeah.
So basically, you're like the reverse Candyman. If you go to the editor and say ass 3 times for something, it'll show up.
Yeah, pretty much. Remember South Park when they had to say Biggie Smalls 3 times and he came back and popped a cap in his ass? Biggie Smalls, Biggie. This is stupid, guys.
And just to get on that, before we get on with the show and the New York Comic Con, Mr. P channel needs 800 subbies, so everyone take heed of that. He says, do you guys think Lower Deck is currently the best CBS Trek? I will wholeheartedly say yes. I think it is the best, as in it is the least bad. That is not a ringing endorsement, but of the options available, it is the least torturous one.
The bar is so low that yes, it is the best, as you're correct, being the least bad. Oh my God, yeah. Hi Anna, how's it going? Haven't talked to you.
Hi.
For crying out loud. It's unreal. This is how low. Did anyone happen to catch Robert Burnett yesterday?
No, sadly I missed it.
Oh man, he had an epic tirade about how far Star Trek has fallen. It was, if you go back and watch it, I mean, it is so bad. Essentially, he said that now the fact that you've done all this with Lower Decks, Star Trek is a joke. You cannot take it seriously anymore. And that is the biggest crime.
It is. Yeah. It is indeed. Yeah. Now, Anna, did you watch you haven't really gotten into Discovery at all, really, have you?
No, I think I've seen about 6 episodes.
Okay.
I stopped watching when season 1, when she went to the Mirror universe and the Klingon was nice and she's trying to explain to him to come back to her time, and then her boyfriend is turning into a Klingon. Yeah, I couldn't do it anymore, because when I was watching it, I had it on in the background while I was painting. So I was only like half watching it, and I'm like, I could put up with it that way. And at first it didn't seem bad, because I was like, oh, okay, it's like father-daughter kind of stuff with her and Sarek. Sarek is one of my favorite characters. And then when I actually, stopped painting and I started like watching the episode, I'm like, what the hell is this shit?
Yeah. So one of the highlights, I guess, in quote, I'm doing air quotes, of the Comic-Con was the first few minutes of the first episode of season 3, but we'll get to that eventually here. Was there some other things you wanted to highlight first here, Andre, before we got there, or did you want to jump right into that?
Yeah, well, we can jump into it real quick, but first, New York Comic-Con, and it was a completely virtual event. Anna, you missed it. I honestly would have missed it had I not seen the headlines after the fact, so I think that maybe I'm wrong, maybe I wasn't paying attention to it, but I think that unlike some other events that we have seen, this one was much worse advertised, is my opinion. But maybe I'm wrong. Let me know in the comics, in the comments, if you knew about it and what you thought of it.
It was
But
barely
also,
a blip on my radar.
there wasn't that many exciting news either. Because we had like some Star Trek things, and that to me may have been the highlight, which really isn't saying much. We had some Discworld things. And by the way, if you like Discworld, I have an editorial coming about that tomorrow, so be sure to check back for that. We had some more information on Monster Hunter, the latest video game adaptation from the couple Paul W.S. Anderson and Mila Jovovich. Which I mightily look forward to because I'm a big fan of Mila Jovovich. But other than that, we saw some glimpses of MODOK. What did you guys think about that, if you've seen it?
No idea.
MODOK from Marvel Comics.
Yeah, Marvel, the huge floating head, that guy.
Let me take a look here. Marvel Comics.
Marvel TV's first animated adult comedy series.
Oh, bro. Oh no. That just sends a shudder through my brain.
Oh no. No.
Oh no. Oh, for God's sake!
Guys, let us know in the comments, what do you feel about MODOK and this complete and total lower decking of MODOK? Do let me know.
Looks like something off a Robot Chicken, actually. But
It does.
I did happen to watch the Stand trailer. I don't know if anybody else here did.
No, I couldn't care less about it, to be honest. Yeah. And it's Patton Oswalt. Patton Oswalt took a break from his derangement syndrome to voice MODOK.
Yeah, he's doing the voice. Yeah, I heard that.
Another reason not to watch it.
Yeah, right.
You know, the best thing I ever heard about Patton, best comment I ever heard about Patton Oswalt is when Cat Williams? He hosted the roast for someone else. Patton Oswalt was there. He goes, Patton Oswalt, him to tell you he's a devout atheist, but if I had his career, I wouldn't believe in God either.
That's a good one. That's a real nice one. And let's see some other reactions. Comic Book Bob said, just to catch it right there, Monster Hunter looks like a generic monster movie Drek. Yeah, but they're kind of fun though, aren't they?
What is this from? What is this from? This is This a self-titled series. This MODOK, is he the topic of this series? I mean, is he?
Yeah,
yes, it's his home life. It's basically Seinfelding MODOK.
Oh,
and
God.
La Reina Creole, who is you have to check out later tonight on Toxic Femininity, where she's always amazing, and also do check out her channel. Says it's such a Robot Chicken ripoff and not a good one. Yeah, certainly looks that way. So yeah, we'll be getting the home life of MODOK. Can you believe it?
You know, if it's one thing, if it was Forbishman, okay, because that is a comedic character, but MODOK was a constant thorn in the side of AIM. I mean, he was a super intelligent.
I think he was the leader of AIM. I think
he was the leader of AIM.
Thorn in the side of Captain America or something. Or
yeah, he was. He was frequently appeared in Captain America comics. He was the leader of AIM. AIM wanted to whack him. I mean, because he was such a threat to them. I mean, this is what you do with that character. Oh my God, it's unreal. MODOK could have been a badass character in a future movie.
They actually were going to have him in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., and then they stopped that, and then everyone thought that, it's going to be because they're going to put him in a movie. No, it could be because of this.
Oh my God, this is unbelievable. And look, you have the guys in the AIM suits back there. I mean, for crying out loud. Oh, unbelievable.
Yeah,
Unbelievable. Yeah, I mean, there was I can't remember what the storyline was, but AIM went to it was in a Captain America comic. AIM went to somebody and they said, yeah, we want you to kill MODOK. Yeah, and
then I get what you're saying about him being a thorn in the side. Well, he's a thorn in the side right now, I'll tell you that.
Of me. Oh, for crying out loud. Oh, for God. Oh. What did they put this together with with those little play school guys? What's it's this is terrible.
That actually brings us to nicely to a super chat from Jagerbomb before we get to the main topic of discussion. And he sent us $5 saying, with Hollywood burning in its hubris and about to nosedive, do you think this will be the final straw that causes the studios to take a hint or double down? Anna, let's hear you go first on this one. Do you think that Hollywood is about to learn, or will they double down on everything that has not been working so far?
I think they're going to double down until they go bankrupt or get new management. I don't think that these people are too proud, and they will never admit that they're wrong, and they don't think that they're wrong. And it's one of those, faults of being so arrogant that you can't tell when you failed. And this is just going to completely backfire. And then they're going to politely step away to go to greener pastures, just like what was that one woman, Kiri Hart, that was the lead of the story group at Disney, and how now where the heck did she go? They're probably going to do something like that, and then they'll get somebody in to attempt to fix it. But the people that are in charge now, they're never going to stop.
Yeah. Tom, your thoughts on that?
On which aspect?
Basically, will they double down, or will they?
I've been saying that for a while. That's what this whole Oscar. If that's what you're talking about, like the woke business and shit.
Yeah.
It's already happening. We do have a couple more super chats, though. I know that.
Yeah, we do. Let's run through more of those before we get into Star Trek and Star Wars for real. Just give me a second to refresh here, and I'll pick them up.
I was, just before you do that, I always come back to this. There's this one moment in the movie Oh God, Book 2, where the psychiatrists and all the therapists and psychologists are wondering whether they should commit the little girl who claims she's talking to God, was portrayed by George Burns. And there's a moment where they say, well, if she's right, that means we're all wrong. And that's what Hollywood has been afflicted with. If we are right, as in all of us, people on YouTube and the fans, everybody, the fandom menace, if we're right, that means they are wrong. And they will never bring themselves to admit that.
Yep.
And the irony is that they are the people that are so obsessed with being on the right side of history. But yeah, let's move on with some super chats. Sister Harrow, our great, most appreciated watcher in Australia, where it's neither evening nor morning right now, says 3 a.m. is too early for me. Have a great stream, and I'll catch the stream vid when you upload. First of all, I'm impressed that you were even up to send this message. But either way, thanks for watching. So yeah, and with that, here's a good one for you, Anna. Metal Triforce Gamer sent us $7.99 from Australia. Disney getting rid of Darth Revan sucks. I'm new to Star Wars, got introduced into the lore by KOTOR this year. I love the character.
Oh, Darth Revan.
Revan. Darth Revan.
What? They're getting rid of Revan?
Evidently.
What? I thought that they were going to try to do something with him. What? Where's this news?
Oh, shit.
Show me.
Oh, well, find it. And you know what? We'll get back to that afterwards when we discuss Star Wars. Then we'll find out what's going on with Darth Revan later on. Right now, reacting to MODOK, Fat Steven Seagal beat up, can't see quite who right now, but he beat someone up who I'm sure had it coming. F that MODOK, F that Oswalt, blasphemy, insulting. Yeah, pretty much. And Lee Jordan, he also said about MODOK, the thrill is gone. Who cares? By Hollywood. And finally, Matt
I
G.
like this one, Matt. You should have took some pictures or some video. That would have been amazing. Go ahead and read it, Andre. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Last night, my friends and I did a private screen rental at our movie theater. We streamed Fandom Menace videos. Anna, Doomcock, Mead, Mary, Gary, Jeremy, and Mecca on the big screen. Tom and Anna sounded great.
Cool.
That's an awesome idea.
I finally on the big screen.
I've already been in a movie. You know that?
Yeah.
What movie?
Oh, it's a low budget movie called.
It's on YouTube.
It is on YouTube. It's called Burial Boys. I'm a heckler in a comedy club, and I start a riot.
That seems like the perfect role for you. I've actually been in 2 movies. One of them was a short that only aired like on a Norwegian festival, and the other was a wide release all over the world, in which I was an extra. That was pretty fun.
The Snowman?
Yes, the Snowman, where I'm curious neighbor.
I'd say your jacket was more prominent than you were, wasn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. It was
just stand there and look Norwegian. Is that what they told you to do?
Yeah, pretty much. It was like minus 20 degrees, so that jacket became absolutely in handy.
It's the role you were born to play.
Well, no, actually, that would be like a Viking storming a British convent or something. That was the role I was born to play. But I'll take that until such an opportunity comes along. But let's get into the topic at hand. So yeah, New York Comic-Con, really not that much exciting happening, of course, but there was the stand, I mean, which is where we had like the first trailer or something. And that one has quite some controversial figures from the world of DC. It had Ezra Miller, who likes pushing Icelandic women around, and it had Amber Heard, whose pooping habits include the bed of Johnny Depp. So, yeah, nice casting there.
Yeah. I mean, I watched the trailer, and I'm a fan of the original miniseries, and I never read the book all the way through, because it's one of his biggest freaking books there is. This miniseries looks okay. The casting, though, is like a meh on most ends, and then having Amber Heard and Ezra Miller in there don't help. So Whoopi Goldberg's probably the best casting in the whole thing.
What is this?
The Stand. It's the Stephen King novel where and this is another reason why I'm curious why they're even releasing this now. It's about a virus that gets out of a military facility and takes out pretty much the whole world.
Seems like the perfect timing to me.
And yeah, so then you have 2 factions. You have the good people that are getting ready for the battle, and they're all going to this one place. And then you have all the bad people who follow Flag, who is actually the devil, who's actually the same character in like the tower, the Dark Tower, and all that kind of shit. So this is another one of his movie or stories that kind of ties a bunch of his other shit together. But it's actually a pretty interesting story. But I don't like the casting.
Well, I don't know much about it.
I'm trying to remember. Didn't Umbrella Guy do a video about how the casting of Amber Heard as the lead character for like a Stephen King adaptation is actually kind of an FU to her because the character mirrors like her terribleness to Johnny Depp?
Depends on which character she plays.
Let me go look it up because I remember watching his video on it because I don't like scary.
So I'm trying
stuff.
to think. There's only like a couple women characters that I can think of right offhand, and then there was one that does go kind of twisted. That might be the one she's playing.
Let me find it.
But anyway, we did get a couple more super chats while she's looking for that.
So while you are looking, I'll go through some more. Right off the bat, we were asked a very, very good question from Miguel Hernandez, who sent us $2 asking, why don't you guys call this show Morning's Edge? Honestly, didn't think about it. But now
I did think about it, and actually I did kind of run the title past few friends a while back, and Midnight's Edge in the Morning just had the best ring to it, and it had that oxymoronic kind of thing to it, or whatever you want to call it, to where it just rolled off the tongue best.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Just
I don't know.
seemed to
Well,
work
anyway,
out that way.
We're Midnight's Edge in the Morning for right now, and then we'll see how that works out.
Yeah.
But let's give it at least one.
Okay, so I found it.
Yes, Shoot.
I found it. It is this movie, and then her name is Evil Door, or Evil Doer. What is her name? It just says, oh no, Nadine Cross, right? That's
Oh, okay.
Rama.
yeah. I put his video in the private chat if any of you guys want to check it out. It actually is a really good breakdown of how this is just kind of an FU.
Yeah, she's a character that goes to the bad side.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like a drug addict and shit. She's all fucked up.
And there are many more things that are fucked up here, and we'll get to those. But first, Rude Artist sent us $4.99 saying about MODOK. Perhaps we should blame the 90s Iron Man cartoon series for turning MODOK into a comic relief henchman. Never saw it, so I don't know. But
I vaguely remember it.
Started there.
And did you skip over the Rama one here? Or are you getting?
No, I hadn't gotten to it yet.
Okay.
Rama sent us 100 Indian rupees. No offense, but does anyone here really want to take the chance of them screwing up Revan as they screwed up Vader, Palpatine, and Luke? Now, Anna, is Revan and Revan too different, or
No, I think that they're just misspelling it, but it's Darth Revan.
Darth Revan? Okay, you're going to have to tell me more about that guy, because people seem to really care for him, and him being screwed up so badly.
So Revan, I actually just learned about him because I was told to play the Knights of the Old Republic games, and I'm terrible at video games, so everyone got to watch as I, jumbled through that game, and it was
that's
awesome.
the reason I don't do a gaming stream. But anyway, carry on.
Well, people enjoyed watching my pain and agony and me screaming at the screen because I didn't know what I was doing. But it's a great character. And I actually, I found that out of the different eras of Star Wars, that's my favorite now, like the Knights of the Old Republic. And so the first game, Knights of the Old Republic, that's where you learn about Darth Revan and all of the powers that character has. And then the next game is about the Exile, which was one of the followers of Revan. They are absolutely amazing games and just fantastic storytelling. And these games are like 20 years old. And so people have, been playing these for that long, and people love these characters. An action figure of Darth Revan is like 80 freaking bucks used out of the box, missing lightsabers. And these things will sell. I went out and I bought them, and I got Bastila and other characters from it. People love these characters, and everyone wants Keanu Reeves to play Revan because that's what Revan looks like, and he's the perfect age for it now. So it could happen, but Disney probably won't, and nobody wants to touch it
because it's a straight white male character.
Yeah,
can't have that anymore.
I know.
But this would, if they do it, this would be the last chance Disney under this regime has to get something Star Wars related right. And knowing them, they are incapable of getting it right.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, if they did, and they could do it for their streaming platform where they did, 3 to 5 seasons for Knights of the Old Republic 1, and then did a spin-off show for the Knights of the Old Republic 2 game. And so you start that the second that the first show stops filming, because that's kind of how it goes. And as far as the storytelling, and so you would already know who the character was for your spin-off show because that character was introduced to you in the first show. And then after that show's done, you start, years and years in the future with Darth Bane, and Darth Bane looking back at Revan's holocron and learning about the role of 2. They could do it. They could make Disney Plus, the go-to streaming service, especially for, Star Wars. And maybe they could do kind of what they did with Firefly, was how they had the season and then they had the movie. So they could do that where it's like you watch the entire show and then you go to the theaters and you see a movie. And it's the big showdown with what actually happens to Revan in the end. And then you could do another one for the Exile character in the end of KOTOR 2. It would be awesome. And as much as, they want to, cry and scream about diversity, these games actually had it. And oh my goodness, they were aliens. It was great. And, it could be awesome. It could, earn back all of the money that they spent on Star Wars within a year or two, and they're not going to do it because they're idiots.
Yeah, that would make way too much sense. We
Rude
can't
artist.
have that.
Yeah, Rude Artist sends in $4.99, says they probably can't do anything with Darth Revan because the sequel's already ripped off his image to make Kylo Ren, as you can see here on the screen. Yeah, there's a bit of a...
They could make Darth Revan. Nobody's going to remember Kylo Ren in 10 years.
No.
Aside from like a joke. Revan is what, a 20-year-old character, and people still... Again, this is a character that has never been in a movie or a TV show, and his action figure is $80 freaking opened without the lightsabers.
Well,
Come
as we can see just in our own chat here today, that he's pretty popular. So yeah.
Well, it's the problem. I mean,
In fact, Darth Revan himself thinks that this live stream is pretty lit.
that's high praise.
And I'm going to light something up as well, because if they really ripped off Darth Revan, then, who by all accounts is a vastly superior character, to make Kylo Ren, you know what that makes Kylo Ren?
A ripoff?
No, say it after me. A Frankensteinian abomination.
What were you going to say, Rob, before we get to the super chat?
Well, you know what? The biggest, I don't know who said it. Might have been Gary, might have been Doomcock, might have been you, Tom, might have been Andre. I don't know who said it, but there was this thinking the real reason for abandoning the extended universe, the EU, was not because of, trying to keep the story straight or whatever, was that they would have to pay.
Oh, I said that.
Oh, you said that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, then, thank you very much, Anna. They would have to pay back royalties.
They would, and that's why they all of the posters, or they changed all of the covers, the movie covers. So when you go on Disney Plus, it's none of the original covers for Star Wars, or actually even the Disney movies, was because they would have to pay royalties for it. So that's why when you see the new releases of movies, it's all new shitty Photoshop, because they just pay that artist that does it a flat fee, and so everyone that did that amazing work, Drew Sturzen, no more money for you.
Yeah. Well, that's why I like Shout Factory and other ones. Yeah. And like Andre, I know what you're going to say.
Yeah, exactly. That is why I subscribe to custom covers for my Blu-ray collection and 4K collection, for that matter, where you can reuse that original beautiful poster art, which was indeed art, and not some piece of crap an intern did in their lunch break.
That was like the Ralph McQuarrie paintings, right?
No, Drew Sturzen did the covers. Ralph did the concept art.
Okay. Oh, okay. I got them mixed up. But one of the other things too is, and where did we read this, Tom? They don't want anybody overshadowing the new characters.
Well, that
is the biggest problem.
That's several places. We've heard
I was going to say
that is
from Kathleen Kennedy. That the originals, they could not be together at the screen at any point, because that would overtake attention away. And also, it's not just that; it's also which new characters, because the reason that
they want Rey front and center.
Rotico was dressed in a potato sack and wore the stupidest, unsexiest haircut this type of tank girl, was also because we can't have this attractive Asian woman risk taking any eyeballs away from Wonder Ray. So let's ugly her up as much as possible. And
the same thing with Kerry Russell. Very very beautiful woman. They kept her helmet on for the whole movie.
Yeah,
like no. Ray's got to be front and center. Nobody can be better than nobody can be better than my perfect Ray.
Yeah, exactly. So she had to play Judge Dredd for the duration of that movie. No, seriously, like it's her and Carl Urban, but Carl Urban, he was like fine with Dredd. It's like one of his favorite roles. I remember I went to a convention once where he was, and it was absolutely hilarious because he was like asked by an audience member, like, of these two options between Lord of the Rings and something else he's known for, I don't know, Xena, Warrior Princess or something. Of these two, which is your favorite? And he answered, Dredd. But I don't think that anyone else signed quite up for that.
But even I'm not that big a Judge Dredd fan. I mean, I did read the comics all through the 80s, back issues and whatever, and I'd read the Eagle comics versions when it came to America. Even I was expecting, like, well, he better keep his helmet on. I mean, because it's just lame. He takes it off. He's mugging for the camera. I'm like, he kept the helmet. I'm like, all right, good. All right, good. This is the right way to do it. And I understand a lot of actors don't like having to act behind a helmet, but there's a way to do it. There's a way to convey emotion even when you're behind a mask. And it's not an accident that I keep circulating that meme. Cobra Commander expresses more emotion behind a mask than Brie Larson.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there we go. We got some more super chats to get through briefly. I saw one question for you there, Anna, so I'm just going to refresh here so I see them all. Just give me 1 second for that. Won't take you a minute.
It was asking her if you can't remember who it was. It was just on the screen too. It was Miguel, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, asking if she's interested in the High, or what she thinks of the High Republic.
Actually, it was Michael MacLeod.
Okay, Michael.
Asked that, yes. Who for $5 to ask, Anna, do you have any interest in the upcoming High Republic?
Well, let me just tell you something about the High Republic author, or one of them. Because what you need to do before you get invested in a book series, because that's going to take up a lot of time, unless you're a speed reader, which I am not. So I like to go and look into the people that are going to be writing these books. And one of the women that is writing the book that is very snarky on Twitter about all of the redesigns, I think she's kind of bitter about it. She did an interview a few years ago for some kind of book that she wrote, which is a teen book about zombies during the Civil War. And she flat out said that she does not finish novels. She will read the first 50 pages of a book and then put it down because she gets bored. But her books are the bestest ever. So that doesn't strike a lot of confidence from me as somebody that loves to read.
All right. And what is it? Why are they still mining the whole young adult thing? I don't understand.
Because they want the next Harry Potter or the next Hunger Games.
Harry Potter was just a ripoff of Star Wars. A kid with special powers who discovers
but
the
it
bad
made
guys.
so much money. It made so much. It doesn't matter. Everything is a ripoff of something else.
Yeah, Harry Potter is I can't.
You know what? It made so much money. Then they don't care what it ripped off. If it's a hit, everyone is chasing a hit like that. And you know what? There are so many that actually earn fairly decent on young adult stuff. That's all there's to it. It's like the same thing with like DC Comics and stuff. Those are young adult things that they do. Incredibly, they sell, once you include Scholastic, not too shoddily compared to some other stuff. So yeah, there's I'm not saying it's a good thing, but that's nonetheless how it is.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah, I understand that, but at some point it doesn't. They have to realize it doesn't work. It just doesn't work.
Well, it did for Harry Potter. I think that that's what they're expecting. They know that it doesn't work all the time, but they just need it to work once. And so with this, I think it's their attempt of creating their own lore so they can say, oh, well, see, we have these books that aren't in a movie, and then we can base our movies and our TV shows off of these books. But then I was talking to Ryan, and he was saying that they're going to be explaining or trying to incorporate that Holdo maneuver, so the light speed kamikaze stuff, and so it's going to set off a chain of events, and so that's what they're introducing there. And I think with the Avar Kriss character, that is just a token Brie Larson type of character that if they do a movie, they can just say, oh, well, this is the character from the books because you guys were all complaining about the damn books. So now we have a character from the books and it's going to be Brie Larson. That is my forecast on it.
Yeah. Mr. H review. Yeah, Mr. H reviews. It's a business for first and foremost. YA appeal does work. Yeah, but the whole thing, but it doesn't translate well to the movies. Look at Divergent did pretty well, but look at like shit like the Maze Runner. There was another one, The Giver, or whatever the fuck it is. But it has a limited appeal. It really does. It does not have this crossover, like cross generational appeal. You have a very you have a very short window to catch people.
But they catch them in that window, and it's as he says and as I say. Hi, Mr. H, by the way, good friend of mine. Do check out his channel. I may appear on his channel later tonight, actually.
When's his Viking movie When's the Viking movie coming?
He's working on it, but let's
Hunger Games. Hunger Games worked once. Everybody wants the Hunger Games, but that's a finite shelf life.
But Rob, it's made be finite, but it makes money during that finite time, and so we're gonna get more of it. It's as simple as that. It doesn't have to have longevity. It only has to earn money there and then.
Maybe I'm looking at this because I'm a musician. Music's really my first thing. Maybe I'm looking at this through a very narrow scope. In that, like in the '90s, after Nirvana broke, everybody wanted something from Seattle, and I'm sitting there. I'm like, you're signing bands that are shit. Nobody's gonna care about this. Nobody 10 years from now you are not gonna buy a super drag album from. In 2002, you're going to buy it in 1992. You're going to move on to the next thing. I mean, you are setting yourself up for a series of one-hit wonders. As good as some of them might be, but you are getting a lot of shit along the way, and that's exactly what is happening.
Making money on those.
I understand that, but ultimately, I understand that, but ultimately, you are setting yourself up for failure because it is going to fall off a cliff. I understand everyone wants the next Lord of the Rings, want the next Hunger Games, but you know what? There is no sustainability in this. That's kind of the thing I'm getting to.
What I think they know
that.
They know that's why they have to reap while the.
Yeah.
It's kind of like Scream. I got to strike when iron is hot.
It's like Scream. When Scream came out, every single horror movie was Scream. It's just like that. Going back, like there's shit, if you can technically want to go about it, like Archie and shit like that is young adult rating kind of, even though it's comics, but it's in that same kind of vein. You had the Hardy Brothers and shit like that back when we were younger and stuff, Rob. Like, it's all the same kind of stuff. Really, if you think about it, even Little House on the Prairie was almost like a YA.
Oh, I love Little House on the Prairie.
I mean, really, if you kind of look at it, it kind of is. I mean,
not really, because I'm a grown-up and watching. This is so.
No,
funny.
but it's aimed at more of a young adult audience, and it's a series of books. And
it's because the books are very much geared at children, but as an adult watching it again, because we're watching it so that way my stepdaughter can watch it. But there's a lot of stuff that you don't pick up when you're a kid. Like when I was a kid watching it, I didn't notice half the stuff, between Charles and Caroline. But now I'm like, oh my gosh, there's like this whole nother level to it watching it as a grown-up.
I had that with dinner for one, as I'm sure any other European watching had as well.
Well, another big problem, though, is what this ultimately does is it makes Hollywood and a lot of industries risk averse because, I always come back to that interview with Frank Zappa, the problem with the music industry, and you could parallel this to the movie and TV industry. That you have, it wasn't the young hip guys who were approving things like Star Wars and Jaws and everything. It was the older guys like the Alan Ladds and like Desi Arnaz and Lucille Ball and Herb Solow. They would come across something like Star Trek or Star Wars. They would say, I don't know what this is. Take a chance. See if it sells. And then when it does sell, they say, all right, I took a chance and it sold. Okay, I don't know what happened, but we need to do it again. Go find a hippie. And then they bring a hippie in and they trust him to bring in the mail and get the coffee. All right, he's a good kid. He brought the coffee in and brought the mail on time. He shows up for work. Let's give him a real job, okay? He's in charge of A&R. And then the hippie is the guy with his feet up on the desk and we can't take a chance on that because it's not what the audience wants, and I know. And the problem is that the hippie the guy saying, take a chance. Take a chance. Who knows? That entrepreneur, he may not be the arbiter of taste for the entire nation, where the hippie thinks he knows better. And isn't that what we're seeing now with Alex Kurtzman, J.J. Abrams, and all these other schmucks? We're seeing people that think that they know better. Ryan Johnson, all these freaking assholes, like Kathleen Kennedy was the hippie at one point. And now she's the asshole saying, oh, we can't take a chance on this. This is what the audience wants on this woke shit.
They're not people, they're hippies.
And guys, we have over 100 or 1,100 people watching. Please smash the like button.
That's a new
Yes,
record for
dude.
Midnight's Edge in the morning.
Ugh.
Yeah, which has this is like a script show, so that's cool. But
Calm
now
down,
that we're-
Rob. It's all good.
Yeah.
Jeez, I'm
Rob,
banging my
now
head on the
that you
desk.
have shared your feelings, let's end the young adult discussion with this: 52 movies a year sent us $4.99, saying, "I think we should just get rid of young adults." Just saying. To which Larry sent, I don't know if he responded to that specifically, but to which he sent a $1.99 thumbs up. So that's awesome. Taking things.
Boy, that escalated quickly.
Have three in a row here. Rama sent us another 40 Indian rupees. Thanks so much for that. Now, remember, there is no source material for Star Wars. Yeah, we'll get into that. And Jaegerbomb said that for $2, Admiral Gender Studies Holdo is just the worst. I think that's very hard to disagree with. And Mr. X sent 2,500 Chilean pesos. Is it weird that I consider Star Wars a better game franchise than a movie franchise? KOTOR, Dark Forces, Jedi Outcast, Empire at War, timeless classics. I think you're not wrong, and the reason may be that the people that make the games, unlike the people that have been running Lucasfilm the past 5 years, actually care about Star Wars. My thoughts on that.
We also didn't cover this. It looks like the window is closing on Indiana Jones.
Oh, that's closed a long time ago.
Yeah, because probably KK couldn't figure out how to gender swap a series named after a straight white male set in a time period where he has to fight other straight white males. I'm not kidding about that either.
You can always rewrite history. That's all the rage in like the latest historical movies.
Yeah, because we all know about the all black regiment Nazi regiments,
Yeah. No, they're the bad guys, so they of course are all whites, but it's the heroes. That's where you have like more diversity. And but anyway, let's get back into Star Wars, because what we had recently with Star Wars, and this was covered by Bounding into Comics, because what I found so weird is that they had like this story group that are supposed to keep canon straight, but in the aftermath of Rise of Skywalker, they have gone back and forth and retconned things back and forth several times over. And now, on October 10th, Bounding into Comics writes of a new book where they confirm that Force lighting is a dark side power, despite Rey using it in the Rise of Skywalker.
Oh.
And so, now that they have finally made up their minds about that this week, then I want to ask you, Anna, as the biggest Star Wars fan among us here, presumably, what do you feel about them retconning canon back and forth so many times in such little time?
They're complete idiots that didn't even do a shred of research on the IP that they bought for over $4 billion. Newsflash, Disney, when you play the video games, you use dark side points to use Force lightning. It has been a dark side power since before they purchased it. So it just shows that they are just complete and utter morons, that they were trying to retcon this. Again, it's like, you would think if you spent that much money on something, you would kind of look into it. It's like when you go and you get the mystery bag at whatever store you're at, and it's like, oh, spend $5, or in this case, $4 billion on this mystery bag. Wouldn't you open the bag and like look into it aside from just looking at the picture on the bag? Because that's what Disney did. They looked at the picture. They didn't even bother to open up the bag to look at all the cool stuff that they spent $4 billion on. They're idiots.
They spent $4 billion and they thought they could reshape it any way they want. It just goes to show you what I always say. You have these morons. These are fictional characters. You can do whatever you want. Nope, wrong. No, you can't do whatever you want. There are rules laid down in this universe. You have to follow them.
No, you don't. You know what my favorite example is? Force teleportation used multiple on screen in The Rise of Skywalker. I mean, I'm not even that big a Star Wars fan, and I must admit I thought it was cool, that scene where Kylo Ren was unarmed and then suddenly he had a lightsaber in his hand out of the blue. And like, yeah, it was a cool scene, but it wasn't worth utterly wrecking everything for. Just to like introduce force teleportation and force healing, and both those concepts just goes to show that whatever feeling they might have had about canon was thrown way out the window early.
Everything.
You thought that out of all of the thousands upon thousands and thousands of years where Star Wars stories take place, that they would have come up with that, somebody that's far more superior and trained and intelligent than Rey and Kylo Ren, who got beat how many times by Rey, a girl who had never held a lightsaber before fighting him and kicking his ass. You would think that somebody else would have at least tapped into that power before, but no. Nope, it's Rey. It's Rey because she is the bestest ever.
This whole era of Star Wars is just one gigantic Deus Ex Machina. It really is. Just whatever you need. Just make it up on the fly. Nobody gives a shit.
That's exactly what they're doing. Like with that clip where she's like, no. First, I was going to be Obi-Wan's daughter, and then all of a sudden I'm, Palpatine's granddaughter. Awesome. And then they're like, no. And then they're like, okay, you're going to do that. That was my interpretation of Rey.
Okay, I'll do whatever you go. I'll say, go along with whatever you say. And why do I sound like Graham Chapman?
Hey guys, there's over 1,200 people watching. Please smash the like button, please and thank you.
They fly now. Yeah, they've had jetpacks since Return of the Jedi. Jesus.
Even Michael Jackson had a jetpack. So
and why? Yeah. And why do the sand, whatever those speeders that you have, why do they have tank treads when they have magnetic lift technology that we've seen on land speeders? Nothing makes sense. Like Randall said in Clerks, the whole movie's flawed.
Yeah,
it's pretty sure. Yeah, like that was kind of the whole point of the land speeder. Yeah, but no, like. Again, this is Disney telling us that water's wet, and this goes along with the whole from a certain point of view book that are out now. I don't know if you guys have heard about this or seen this shit. But it's like Obi-Wan and Yoda and everybody, like you get to hear their thoughts throughout the original trilogy, and they actually have a point where Obi-Wan is pretty much bitching about having to be stuck with the legacy of Skywalker, even in his death. Oh. And it's like, okay, that is the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. He sacrificed himself to save Luke, and because he's the only hope.
I can't believe I had to take a lightsaber across the neck for that little shit.
That's pretty much it. It's like, oh my God.
Speaking of pretty much it, we have some super chats, and we even have one breaking news in one of them.
Yay!
First off, Warren sent us $4.99, saying that was a perfect description of the current situation. Massive thumbs up and applause. And Adam Woffer sent us $10, saying, you know what, really off the top, in the EU, Leia went to government school when she was 4, and throughout her life until New Hope, she didn't take class in military tactics. Well, at least she had that basic training. That's more than Rey ever had.
See,
but then we get to the breaking news, which is from my countryman Paul. Actually, he's from Norway. So Paul from Norway sent us 200 Viking money, saying Twitter losing shit over Gal Gadot Cleopatra casting.
So, well, this kind of started last night, I think it was, but yeah.
Oh, yeah. Good to me.
I was actually helping Mecca do a research video on that. Turns out, for everyone losing their show, why is she be played by a person of color? First of all, she was Macedonian. She wasn't African.
She was Greek
and Macedonian. Yeah, and she was the biggest controversy should be that Gal Gadot is too tall and too thin. From the historical accounts, that Cleopatra was short and kind of dumpy.
Yeah,
no,
she really wasn't that attractive.
She's curvy.
Yeah, well.
Didn't
And,
Hollywood learn anything from the Elizabeth Taylor Cleopatra? That movie was almost single-handedly responsible for the end of the studio era.
Well, how much money do they intend to invest in this one?
I'm curious because that that was like the big thing with the original one, was that it was at that time like one of the most expensive films ever made. It was a huge fucking flop. Yeah.
And as far as I'm concerned, we already have the definitive Cleopatra on screen and the retelling of her story. I don't know how many of here have seen the HBO series Rome that was on around 2005, 2006 for 2 series, then it was cancelled. That was a horrendous mistake, but at least the production team, they knew, so they were able to like rush through the rest of the planned series in like the last 4 or 5 episodes or something. But anyway, therein the story of Cleopatra is retold, and it's done so with absolute perfection, and good luck topping that. So yeah, I just hope they won't spend much money on it. Another fun fact, you know that there is
oh, go ahead, sorry.
No, I was just going to say that a fun fact, that there is a longer time between Cleopatra and the building of the pyramids than there is between us and Cleopatra, just to put things into context.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's something. Wow, holy cow.
Oh, yeah. No, Cleopatra came in when Egypt had long since fallen and was but a shade of its former self.
It was like 65 BC, I read. I think it was.
I'm trying to find this tweet, but I can't find it.
You see that picture?
Which
that picture
one?
The
picture?
African-American one.
See, that picture is not Daisy Ridley, screaming at that she killed Chewbacca. That's when she realized her career is going up in smoke after having done this movie.
It won't, though, but...
Well, did you guys know, for all of those people, because if you guys have seen Data Racers, all of the compiled tweets, and they're all screaming because they need a woman of color, all of those people just prove that they don't watch shit, because in Xena, Warrior Princess, Cleopatra was black. Remember when they did all of this diversity and they just cast the best actor, actress for the role, regardless of historical accuracy, back in the 90s? Remember when they used to do that in movies without having to virtue signal? Yeah, I remember because I was there. I watched that stuff.
Yeah, but that didn't happen because history started in 2016.
They always and people always point to, well, John Wayne played Genghis Khan. I'm like, that was the 1950s.
Well, I wanted to find this one tweet because it was hilarious, because it was like, she should be played by a black woman because after all, isn't she African American?
Oh, here I tweeted that, Tom.
Oh, God.
Yeah, you tweeted. I thought you did, Anna. That was I was looking for that one.
No, I'm just like, I always say this: if breathing wasn't a reflex, so many people would be dead. I just sent it to you in the DMs, Tom.
Okay, that's the one I was looking for. Thank you.
Oh my gosh, it's so bad. It's like African American. You do realize America hadn't even been discovered yet, you fucking moron.
Well,
That's like when someone said to me, an African American actor should play James Bond because why? Because there's African Americans in Britain. I'm like, there's no African Americans in Britain, dumbass.
this kid, bro, I'm gonna play the race. I'm gonna play the race card on this one. Why don't they cast an African American woman? After all, do your research. She was an African American woman. Cleopatra was from America, Maryland, I believe.
Yeah. Cleopatra Jackson. She's I knew her. She's from Crown Heights, Brooklyn, Crown Heights. Jeez. Jeez, come on, people.
That reminds me of also, I remember you chimed in on this, Rob. This was when Chernobyl came out.
Yeah.
And for those that have not seen it, Chernobyl is possibly the best miniseries ever made. I remember Chernobyl. Like, that's one of my
I remember Chernobyl too, yeah.
Yeah, but I was much closer to it.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, we couldn't go out.
You had that big radioactive cloud come across.
Yeah, exactly. So, but anyway, because there was like this tweet, there was like someone also complaining that, there's no people of color in Chernobyl. It's like they don't exist. To which I believe it was you who responded that in Soviet Ukraine at the time they literally didn't.
It's the same argument when well, why can't Idris Elba play James Bond? I'm like, well, no one said he can't, but yet we run into a logistical problem. I mean, right now, Russia's our biggest enemy. Russia's a country of 140 million people, and there's only 40 to 70,000 Afro-Russians. And I'm like, yeah, like you said, there's not a whole lot of black people in Russia. I'm sorry, it's just statistically those are the facts.
Well, just there's only 3% black population in the UK. So.
Yeah, but I mean, like, but I always have that joke. Idris Elba playing James Bond. We have the KGB men. There's a British agent here in Moscow. He's very dangerous. He's carrying secrets that are vital to the motherland. We have orders to shoot him on sight. Now, are there any questions? Yeah, you in the back, Alexei. Yes, sir. How will we recognize him? Just look for the black guy.
Oh no. There's
a joke in Archer about. I'm not the only one. There's in Archer when he's being held in the Lubyanka. Mallory tells Lana, played by Aisha Tyler, he goes, "I want you to go to Moscow, go undercover." And she goes, "As what? Russia's only black woman?" I'm like, so like I said, like there's a thing. Okay, we understand diversity, but there's some certain thing is historical accuracy. Okay, I mean, like you said, Andre, there's if you have Will Smith like in the Chernobyl series, I'm like, that's unless he's playing an American scientist, it's gonna look out of place. I don't care what side of the fence you're on, and I've just been canceled again. For what was this? The 5th time I've been canceled, Tom?
Boy, was she a hottie or what?
Want to look her.
Well, I want to know what all the other women looked like back in the day. Because
good point.
If she had she didn't have any diseases, like she didn't get smallpox or like something that messed up her skin. She had all of her teeth and they were like seemingly straight. She didn't have lice. That's a great looking woman back in those days.
You got a point.
But she was quite inbred. She was really
there's that.
That did not do any wonders. As Doug points out in the comments, Cleopatra was Greek. She was the product of the incestuous relationships of various Ptolemean kings who ruled Egypt since the death of Alexander the Great. And on that note, Rude Artist just sent us $4.99. I wonder how long till there it disappeared. That's what happens when we click this at the same time. Yes. I wonder how long they'll complain about Cleo's casting after they learn she was a greedy, debaucherous tyrant who loved having people tortured. And also, let's not forget how, by all accounts, she was quite the manipulative and used seduction to stay in power. And when she ended up killing herself, was
her little brother.
She was she got ahead, let's say, and she did not mind stepping over bodies to get there. And if those bodies belong to family members, then so be it.
I think we had some other super chats to catch up.
All right, well, I gotta jump. I gotta jump, guys. I got a couple things I gotta attend to. I'll see you guys later. Yes. All right, nice talking to you, Anna.
He does this all the time.
Yeah, take care, Rob. Yeah,
I just to prevent you guys from getting canceled as well. So I'll see you guys.
I have to also highlight Rama, who says, Midnight's Edge, what a nose, asterisk reference. Yes, and as I'm sure, maybe they have that Asterix is popular in India as well, but certainly in Norway, I grew up on Asterix, and I know many others in Europe did that as well. So like whenever I think of Rome, Egypt, Caesar, the image that comes to my mind is from the artwork of Asterix. Well, that's me.
All right. Okay, so what else do we have for super chats there, Andre?
What else we have for super chats? And then we have to get into some Star Trek as well. Just give me a second to refresh her to make sure we haven't missed anything.
You waited till
Swinging Cod sent us $5 saying Rome was cancelled because John Milius, who was running the show, had a massive stroke. Oh yeah, but that could be. Still, that was it was a mistake to cancel it. I would have preferred they find another showrunner, but that's me. Arthur P said Gina Carano meow. Well, that was nice. And Adam Wofford sent us $5 saying, Also, which is it? This senator was the one controlling the empire or emperor. They can't keep their own storyline straight. I guess that is a reference to Star Trek. No, sorry, to Star Wars. But yeah, let us know in the comments.
Well, yeah, they never can keep anything straight.
Yeah, no. So, and they are a far more pro operation.
If they could keep shit straight, then they wouldn't have to fix everything in the novel that comes out 3 months after the fucking movie. You know, I've never seen that in the history of movies ever, where like the novelization comes out after the movie and it tries to fix things that were wrong in the movie. That's the first time I ever saw it was The Last Jedi ever.
There were so many things wrong with the Last Jedi, and yeah, basically all of it. So yeah, it's unbelievable.
Yeah. Any more super chats left?
Let's see. I believe we are caught up, but I will do a double check on it. And then we can get into some Star Trek, unless Anna has something else you want to add about Star Wars.
Don't touch it, Disney.
Too late.
I think that's too late. They
don't touch it anymore. Wash your hands and sell it.
Don't do it. That's like a perfect, like your request. Please don't touch Star Wars. Too late. Okay, please don't touch Star Wars again.
Show us on the Ewok doll where it touched you.
Yeah, exactly. No, I believe we are fully caught.
Oh, Andrew Jensen just sent us a $4.99 super chat. Doesn't say anything, but just sends in a donation. Thank you so much. You help keep the lights on.
Thank you. You do indeed help us keep the light on. And then, a question before we leave Star Wars. Lord Vader asks, is anyone excited for The Mandalorian Season 2?
No.
Not
What?
really.
Really? Jeez, I'm excited for it. A little bit, at least.
My problem with it is I don't really care about Ahsoka. I never got into Clone Wars. I'm more excited about the fact that What's-Her-Face is playing her than anything. The others... whatever the other chick that's in there too, I don't care about the character. As far as Boba Fett goes, I've never had a Boba fetish, so like it's no big deal to me that Boba Fett's coming back too. Yeah.
Boba Fett is coming back? Okay, well.
Yeah, that was confirmed too. And then, well, that's who was at the end of the last season or whatever.
Oh yeah, that's true. I've forgotten. Anyway,
and then, other than that, I mean, Baby Yoda, but I mean, that's kind of wear off almost to a point. I mean, I know it makes Anna squeeze still, but
I'm just without breaking my NDA, I had a project in the works, and then it got approved by Lucasfilm and everything, and then it got put on hold, and then they ripped off my entire design, and it has to do with The Mandalorian, so I'm very, very bitter about it.
Oh, then you have good reason. Then, yeah, we'll look forward to it. Then you absolutely have reason to it. And we got 2 more super chats on the end there. Vince Manor sent us $5. For what it's worth, I work with people who resemble the individuals of woke Hollywood. Came to learn they're the most racist people you'll ever meet. Oh yeah, that's my experience too. That the most virtue signaling are the nastiest people. And certainly the people that. I don't want to get too far into it, but yeah, the louder someone signals, the nastier they are, is my experience anyway. And Adam Wofford, going back to Cleopatra, said also Cleopatra was 4'7" tall and was 200 pounds. 200 pounds, like 4.7, I guess, is short.
But then again, Anna just sent us this one. This is funny. Okay, but Egyptians they're a white guy playing an Egyptian. Please tell me you're joking. That is Rami Malek. He is Egyptian.
And also, here's the thing, though, that the modern day Egyptians today, many of them aren't the descendants of the historic Egyptians, but rather the invaders that came in later. They would be the ones that destroyed the pyramids. The pyramids that you see today, they are just like the broken shells that remain. because their smooth surface, which made them shine like the sun, they were stripped away and used for building like mosques and stuff like that in Cairo. So yeah.
Did people complain when Rachel Wise was like an Egyptian princess in The Mummy?
Yeah, but she wasn't the Egyptian princess, though.
She's the descendant of the Egyptian
That
princess.
was the descendant, and you can have a lot of things done with genetics when you get into the descendants. So yeah, there's that. But I believe we are caught up on Super Chat, so let's very briefly get into the news about Star Trek. Because Alex Kurtzman, he has spent loads of time talking about all the
He did a lot of talking.
He did a lot of talking, and it makes for nice headlines and nice articles and all of that. But if you actually go and read what did he say specifically, what did he say of specific promises going forward? Not a lot. Because basically what he was saying was that Janeway will be back in Prodigy.
Already something that's been in the works for 2 years.
Animated. Yeah, that's been in the works for 2 years. Now we know that she's in it, so that they can ruin her character too. So yippee, hooray! I guess, who cares? So that's something that's been in the works, and we know that that Strange New World is in the works. We still do not know anything more specific of. We have like an estimated shooting date, and we have heard rumors of a season 4 of Discovery, but we still do not have any announcement. And he has said that they have plans until 2027 or something, and there's going to be plenty more seasons of Discovery. To which I say, talk is cheap. Show us the money, or rather, some investor.
Oh, we did get a confirmation on something we reported, Andre.
Oh, did we? Do tell.
That they can't film Picard right now.
Oh, can't they?
No, they can't.
Price, and why would that be?
Well, mainly because of the coof.
Yeah, that's as we said that's going to be the excuse that they're using for anything, and of course there's going to be some level of truth to it. But another big reason is that do they have the funding? That we
there is another question, but it does go along with what we were told by Tom Conkle that they can't get the insurance.
Yeah, exactly. That's going to be a big problem because right now we have a virus that's very, very dangerous for old people, and
surprisingly.
Who is the lead in Picard? It's someone
a very elderly gentleman. We did get a confirmation that he finally got started on Clarice, though, surprisingly.
Yeah, we heard that.
No.
How excited are you all for Clarice? We hear
that.
Touch
it. Stay away. Stay away. I'm not happy about this.
Time to dust off that script.
I need to find it. It's somewhere on my computer.
I'll resend it if I have to.
Did you even look at like the notes that I sent you from like the first page?
Yeah,
and
I remember.
Like, screaming into my typewriter.
Pissed.
I'm like, what is this?
Of brilliant stuff that we'll be getting the Clarice Starling series, a Hannibal Lecter spin-off that cannot have Hannibal Lecter. How brilliant is that? Yeah. And we have some more super chats.
I was just going to say to finish off what he was saying in his. I think that they gave away the Janeway thing because they have nothing else. It was kind of obvious. And this whole, we got it planned out till 2027. But then if you read the fine print after he gets into it, he's like, but of course, this is all kind of fluid. I'm paraphrasing here, but he's like, nothing is set in stone. And I just got off the phone with, what's her face, his partner in crime over there. What's her name? No, I can't remember.
Kate thing or Paradise?
What was it? You cut out.
Michelle Paradise?
I think that was who it was. He said he got off the phone with, and they talked about how they've got things all lined up till 2027, but no mention of Section 31, no mention of the Cons miniseries, no mention of anything else. And then, of course, the whole, Star Trek Discovery was supposed to start shooting season 4 here in just under a month. And he's like, yeah, we're going to try and stay on schedule, which is an indication of they're probably not going to be able to. So nothing has started filming, and he said that flat out. And basically he's insinuating that their schedule is going to get pushed back regardless. And again, you can take that at face value, or you could take it as they don't have no money. But that's just me speculating there. And anyway, Andre, so then on to the super chats.
Yes, on to the super chats. Let's see where we were. Jedi Master Seatopia for $5 said, I heard the King of Norway had a heart attack. Norway has a king, and it isn't Andre. And yes, it's true. Norway has a king, and no, it is not me. However, Doomcock has promised me Scandinavia to rule as the viceroy when we take over. So that's something that will change. And Vice Manor sent us $5 saying, also, Twitter doesn't resemble real life. It's a place for a minority of people to vent and get validation for whatever reasons. Yes, it's an echo chamber.
What? It's not real life?
No, it's an echo chamber where they drive each other crazy and cancel each other. So yeah, good going. And Arthur P. sent us $5 saying, fun question. How many of the folks nowadays are direct descendants from Genghis Khan?
Quite a few.
Loads. Quite a few. He got around. And Morbid Fury sent us 10 Australian dollars. Just wanted to throw Mecca a shout out. Drekkies have been trying to silence her, and it's complete BS. Thanks to all those who have shown her support, and thank you to the panel for all your hard work. And yes, thank you. Be sure that she gets it. But here's like the thing: she's a woman. Like, we are white males. We're supposed to be against all those stuff, but that she's against it. She's a woman, and she's not strictly straight, and for that she is someone that's supposed to be all over Star Trek, and she isn't, and for that she must be taken down, because that's what these people do.
Yeah, they've been out in full force, and I mean, Mecca's getting the brunt of a lot of it too, just like a lot of people are. I feel like this whole thing with the Drekkies when they do this is just, it always seems like we're either onto something or something's going on, or it's like a sending out of the troops. Get what I'm saying, Andre?
Oh yeah, absolutely. We've noticed that a little bit too, but hasn't really gotten to it, and hasn't gotten to us so far.
Oh no, I have so much fun with them.
Oh, they've tried, but again, we're kind of uncancelable. So yeah. And finally, Andrew Jensen sent us $4.99 saying Gal Gadot should wrestle Gina Carano for the Cleopatra role. That's a fight-up that I would love to see. I'd pay to see that in premium dollars.
They don't even need to fight for the role. I'll just watch.
I know. I mean, that's one way to get a shit ton of money real fast. There's the cash grab. Speaking of Cecil,
I was going to say, here's somebody I'd like to get on the morning show one of these days, but I have a feeling you'd have to make sure he gets here.
I'm not waking his ass up.
Cecil says, as adult, hey Cecil, how you doing? Excited to see how Kurtzman fixes Agent Starling.
Yeah, that is going to be fun to see, and we will of course be there to cover that in great detail. But for right now, I would like to thank you, Anna, for joining us. Where can people find you?
You can find me on YouTube, which is just That Star Wars Girl. I actually have an art channel that I just launched. And so I've been doing Inktober. For those of you that don't know what Inktober is, it's just an art challenge where you do a drawing every day. So I've been posting a video, just a little time lapse of my drawing for Inktober. So there's, what day is it now? The 12th video will be out at noon. So go check that out. It's on my art channel, it's a long channel name. It's The Art of Anna TSWG Studios. So go check that out. And then you can follow me on Instagram and Twitters, all under just That Star Wars Girl. You'll find me. I'll be there.
Yes. And I'm going to share that link in the chat.
Absolutely. And I saw someone ask about Viking movie. That is the one that Mr. H over at Mr. H Reviews is making. So go and check out his channel. And Tom, thanks for joining us as usual. We'll be back on Wednesday, won't we? At the same time, same channel.
You say that like I go anywhere. Like
'cause
No, I
can't
keep
go
you
anywhere.
too
Rubber
busy
band-
to do that, don't I?
I'm always here. I don't go anywhere.
We can't go anywhere. He's the only one that can go somewhere.
Have a good day, everybody. Thank you so much.